Ayan, good Monday mga kameta. Kamusta kayo dyan? Mga ka-Uni team, mga ka-Google Trends. Yan. Ayan, kanina nag-trending naman si Xian G. Yan, talagang si Xian G. Ayan na naman tayo kung ano na pala nag-trending sa atin. Siyempre tayo, ready na napag-usapan isang malaking development of course dito sa ating bansa or the latest developments. Ito yung latest na appointment ng Undersecretary for Department of Health, which raises question as to whether we'll have a full-fledged DOH secretary anytime soon, na hindi lang yung officer in charge but all the way talaga yung ating DOH secretary. So yun po ang tinitingnan natin mga kameta. Pero bago tayo pumunta dyan sa latest appointments sa Department of Health, which has been relatively controversial, no? Pag-usapan natin yan because of former PNP chief, na by the way, just for disclosure, kilala po natin, Baguio boy din yan, ay na-appoint po sa Department of Health. So that has raised concerns among some critics that this is, on many levels, not the best way forward because there are questions over expertise, there are questions over, quote-unquote, militarization or securitization, no? Of yung mga health sectors. At yun din ang naging concern, guys, when it comes to the Department of Health response, or to COVID-19 response in the past, na masyadong nagre-rely ang mga iba't ibang gobyerno, from Indonesia's Jokowi to Rodrigo Duterte of the Philippines to Jair Bolsonaro of Brazil, on former generals, on people in the military, in the security service, etc. So yun po yung konteksto. Una-una, ito na naman pumabuelo tayo na pag-usapan itong mga seryosong bagay. Biglang meron ng Xian, na naman. Sino ba yan? Mga kamet, sino ba yan? Parang, alam mo na, Papa, ito ba yung let's have coffee, yung ba yun? Or si Trump ba yung coffee? Ito. Sino to? Sino yan? Talagang napa-curious tayo. Sino yung Xian G na yan, diba? Talagang lakas lakas ng arrive Ayan, na medyo kamukha niya yung nag-data scientist na nagtitroll sa atin sa Twitter. Iba talaga. Mahirap talaga maging next level. So, may pasabog na naman tong batang to. Bata ba yan? Mas matanda na ito sa akin yan. May pasabog na naman tong batang to kanina. Na-curious ako. Ano naman yung tagta-trending na naman dito sa Twitter? Ayan na naman tayo. Ano daw yung isa, yung kay Rob Domingo na Oh my goodness. Sa daming ka-nonsense talaga. Guys, you know what? I go over Twitter to update yung sa mga seryosong bagay, okay? Yung mga latest nangyari sa China, or latest na mga appointments ni BBM, etc. Biglang nakita ko, eto na naman, trending na naman itong mga talagang the best talaga ng mga yan. Mga scammer, vloggers. Yan na talagang, sana na tayo napadpad Ayan, sinabi ni Xian G, may expose daw siya kay Rob. Ay nako, alam mo, good luck na talaga sa Pilipinas kung mga ganyan talaga mga taong kay Haraki na issue na ngayon. Ano yung issue ni Haraki? Ano ba yan? Bagong tweet ni Rob Domingo sa gitna ng Wilbert. Sino ba yung Wilbert na yan? Hindi ko talaga. Alam mo, good luck talaga sa bansa natin kung mga ganyang tao ang mag-occupy ng ating headspace at headlines. Talagang good luck talaga sa atin. Itong mga hari ng Marites. Nawala na yung momentum Ang ganda ng pasok ko sana pag-usapan itong latest appointments, itong issue ng bureaucracia. Pagtingin ko sa Twitter, trending. Xian G, Rob Domingo, tapos ano ba yung isa? Wilbert. Wala na talaga mangyari sa bansa natin. Kung mga ganyan maritas na lang ang mag-ano sa atin. Wala. Ayoko talaga. Mag-gym na lang ako. Wala, ayoko na. Uwi na tayo, gamit na yun. Di ba ito yung, di ba ito yung nag-feeling na political analyst yung few months ago na sabi ko, okay, maniwala dito, purong ano lang yan. Purong posturing lang tong batang to. Ito, di ba ito yung pinost niya? Na feel niya na political analyst na siya. ito, di ba? May pinost siyang ganyan noon. Naalala niya guys, yung may pinost siya na si former President Arroyo daw of Lord of all Lords ng mga politiko sa Pilipinas. Di ba yun yung mga sinasabi niya dati? Di ba yan siya? Tapos sabi ko, ay naku, wag kayo maniwala dyan. Mas komplikado yun. Marami ibang tao involved. Sabi ko, si Martin Romualdez, si ganyan. Sinong tama? Ano nangyari kayo? Naging speaker ba? Hindi. Ito talaga talaga mga to wala Talo talaga tayo dito sa mga ganyan. How can we compete? Wala. Ito yung nagsabi, di ba? Na ito talaga, na ganyan-ganyan. Tapos wala rin. Wala rin sa dulo rin. Sablay din yung sinabi na analysis niya. Yan kasi. Tapos ang dami nag-trending yan, nag-respond. Ano ba yan? Ano ba tong taong to? Ano bang niya? Ano bang ambag niya? Aside from Marites. Ayan tuloy, na-erase ko yung sarili ko dyan. Wait lang. Balik natin sarili natin. Ayun. Minsan hindi ko alam, maiyak tayo or matutuwa tayo or both. Wala mga kamarites. Wala talaga. Hindi ko napapatulan yung Wilbert Domingo. ano na yan. Hindi ko nga naintindihan. Ano ba yung context yan? Sumakit na natin dyan. Sumakit ng bangs natin dyan. Alright. By the way, sabi ko guys, when they go low, we go fuego. Diba? Yan ang natin ang meta. When they go low, we go fuego. Yan. Ayan. We go fuego. Yan. Mga ka-UFC, ka-Google Trends. Kamusta mga Google Trends friends natin dyan? Kamusta mga data scientists? Pwede parang ni Xian Jiu, mga data scientists. Bagay silang dyan. Mga Google Trends experts. Yan. Yan tayo bardagulan na. Ito, may mga henyo na mga trolls. May henyo na trolls na inatak-atak ako dun sa sinabi na naman natin. Alam mo, hindi ko sila pinapansin. Kung ano nang ginagawa nila para mapansin ko sila. Nag-reply sila dun sa mga kung ano sa Twitter ko, sa TikTok ko para lang mapansin sila. Kawawa nga. Sige, pansinin natin. Ayan, pinatulang ko sila. Let's give them 30 seconds. So in 30 seconds, let me explain to you bakit nonsense yung sinasabi ng mga trolls sa atin. Nire-raise nila yung questions sa Korea. Sinasabi nila ang daming gulo sa Korea. Bakit mo kina-compare sa United Kingdom? Sabi ko, walang kwenta yung sinasabi nila. Dahil sa Korea, ilan naging president nila over the past 5-6 years. Doon sa United Kingdom, ilan naging prime minister nila over the past 6-7 months. Forget about the past 6-7 years. Ilan naging presidente ng United Kingdom? Ay, prime minister ng United Kingdom. Ayan na naman tayo tuloy. Ayan na naman. Yan ang Prime Minister ng United Kingdom. Ang gulo kaya nila. Cameron, this, babalik si Boris Johnson. Yan, tuloy. Okay, 30 seconds up. Huwag na natin patulan. Let's move forward. Let's have serious discussions. Alright. Mamaya na si Xian Ji. When they go low, we go fuego. Yan. Ayan tayo. Mag-gym na lang ako. Sayang oras ko sa mga ito. Okay. Balik tayo dito guys. Tapos ang talino talaga yung mga trolls. Bigyan natin 15 seconds. Alright. Ang galing nila mag-vlog. Sabi ko nga, magsulat kayo ng kahit isang, mag-publish kayo kahit isang credible na platform, ha? Hindi yung mga vlog lang, mga tabi-tabi lang na kahit isa lang sana, para may naman, di ba? Bago magyabang dyan. Okay, konti lang. Lang. Kaya naman yan. Dami-dami nyo. Kahit isa lang. Ayan. Okay, tama na yan. 15 seconds. Okay. Ang sabi niyan? Si Doc Ong ang gawin. Alam, loko talaga ito mga... Huwag na nang patulan si Doc Ong. Magpahinga na siya. Doc Willie Ong. Tapos na yung niya. Pinapasok naman daw sa PNP. Ayan na naman tayo mga kabardagulan. Okay. Ito serious na tayo guys. Huwag na natin huwag na natin papatulan itong hindi ko talaga kaya guys. Yung nakita natin na ay Parang gusto ko ilabas ulit eh kasi medyo kumukha niya yung isang date. Hindi, wag na tayo Tama na, move on na tayo. Mabait na tayo. Good vibes, good vibes. No, ito guys, seryoso. So of course, over the weekend guys, naging news itong appointment ng former PNP chief. Biglang sisyan diyang lumalabas. Na former PNP chief na si Camilo Cascolan, as I said, disclosure, na-meet po natin, ka-Baguio boy din yan. May event tayo, may talk tayo dun sa Philippine PNP Academy before. So, nagkaabutan po kami ni Chief. So, of course, the Department of Health right now is under a lot of scrutiny because wala pa rin, may officer in charge, former undersecretary, pero wala pa rin permanent appointments, and there are questions as to whether bakit hanggang ngayon wala pa rin permanent appointment, and what could be the ramifications of that, including for the Philippine healthcare system, which has been under tremendous amount of stress, mga kameta. So, of course, may mga grupo na nag-criticize dito, no? Na sinasabi nila na bakit isang former PNP person ang nilalagay in charge of the Department of Health when in fact you have to have a medical administrative expert. Ang sinasabi naman ng dating PNP chief, meron siyang mga relevant expertise naman pagdating dito, because not necessarily dapat medical experts ang nilalagay dyan. So this is an ongoing debate for quite some time. Ako naman mga kamet, at sinabi ko, for instance, dating ina-appoint ni Pangulong Duterte yung mga former military chief. Now, we understand the politics of that, and some would say patronage politics aspect of that potentially. Of course, I'm not talking about Department of Defense, kasi given na yan, dapat general talaga nandun. Oo. Ewan ko na dun sa isang naging mamet. Pero yung mga ibang departments na social welfare, ganun, bakit military nilagay? Well, sabi ko naman, in fairness naman, some of the military personnel, they have backgrounds in management, meron silang mga MBAs or Master in Public Policy, Public Administration, etc. So just because military yung background mo doesn't mean you cannot make a transition necessarily to a successful civilian leadership. We have had many great presidents, including in the United States, for instance, who were former military men, and they transitioned pretty well into becoming a civilian, accountable, and effective leader. No, so not necessarily because military background or security background, no, you're not fit for a civilian position. But of course, ang sinasabi naman ng mga kabila is that considering yung situation na hinaharap ng Department of Health, considering the fact na talagang bugbog yung healthcare system natin dahil sa pandemic, dahil sa mga management, dahil sa mga skandalo, dahil sa mga crisis, dahil sa mga kapalpakan, dahil sa lahat-lahat ng mga bagay na yan, we really need someone decisively in charge of that, diba? So that's why meron tayong debate dito. So na-announce na so ito yung mga announcement over the weekend, no. So Attorney Charade Mercado Grande, reappointed na po siya sa Health Assistant Secretary. So we have an attorney. I'm not sure she's a medical expert. So yes, we can confirm the receipt of the appointment papers of Miss Camilo and then of course also former PNP Chief Cascalon, no. Ay na-appoint po siya. Obviously, as I said, there has been some debate about this. Meron ka na already ang attorney na ito. So, ang sabi ni former PNP chief, first, thank you, President Bongbong Marcos, for the trust. I'm not doctor, but one doesn't need to be a doctor to be assigned in Department of Health. Administration and management will always be part of every department in government. I believe I'll be of big help in this area. What's important is the governance program is implemented with the directive of the OIC Secretary, Department of Health. Alright, so ang sinasabi niya, might be able to contribute to at saka yung sinabi ni Cascolan is that because of his Cascolan is that because of his background dun sa helping dun sa task force dun sa basic security and implementation of the protocols of COVID-19, pwede na siya tumulong dito, in particular dun sa COVID-19 protocol, no, as well as other issues concerning public health, no. So yun po yung kanyang contention na sabi nga niya, I started COVID protocols in the initial stage when everybody was in a quandary. Administration management and strategic planning is my forte, of which I hope will help the Department of Health. Managing health is not just about medical knowledge. There are many doctors in the institution, but balancing science and management and strategy is very important. Yung ibang critics naman sinasabi na, of course, they raise concerns about the human rights aspect of the former PNP chief's conduct. Again, these are critics. These are what critics are saying. And also, of course, questions over whether a police person, former police person should be involved in this. Ako naman, as I said, remember guys, kausap po natin si Mayor Magalong, di ba? Kausap po natin si Mayor Magalong the other week, di ba? And si Mayor Magalong, of course, was the czar of contact tracing under President Duterte. He did a very effective job, and then later on dun sa Baguio City, kung alam niyo, naging napaka-strict yung mga COVID-19 protocols. So you have a former PNP person, very high-level person in charge of operations when it comes to COVID-19 regulations and protocols. So we have a precedence of relatively successful former PNP persons leading health protocol, public health policy related issues. Now, whether this is also the case here, that's essentially where the debate is happening right now. Pero ang tanong kasi ngayon is, bakit wala pa rin DOH Secretary also na permanente, hindi lang yung officer in charge? Or why not yung officer in charge ngayon ay gagawin na permanenteng health secretary, diba? So ito pala yung mga criticism na nakita natin. So for instance, Representative Franz Castro has said that yung issues sa qualifications, etc. So these were some of the issues that were raised by some of the critics, no, na nakita natin dito. Now, as I said, the big question is bakit wala pang Department of Health Secretary? And considering this Department of Health has gone through a lot of drama over the past 6 years or so, some because of the nature of crisis we were facing. Of course, ito yung dating Health Secretary si Duque na sinabi niya winarak na daw yung dangal ng DOH sa mga kritisismo. At the same time, sinasabi naman mga critics na he should have resigned or there should be very proper investigation dun sa mga nangyari, bakit ang dami scandal, etc. So, for instance, in the Senate, there were calls for really thorough investigations or even resignation of the former Health Secretary. So, this is not just a technocratic, cabinet position. It has become a very politically sensitive cabinet position in light of its relevance and pertinence in the past few years, and also in light of all of those scandals or anomalies and concerns that were raised, noong time na yan. In fact, even Secretary Duque himself admitted that there were some big concerns in the Department of Health before, including billions worth of anomalous projects discovered by the good secretary himself, when he was in charge. So yung mga concerns about corruption, anomalies, aminado din ng dating health secretary natin na may problema talaga. So this is not just an ordinary this is not just a purely technocratic issue. It's a highly politicized issue, and you need someone who can navigate this very, very problematic situation na meron tayo dito sa ating Department of Health, so kaya nga ang tanong tao, bakit wala pang appointment by President Marcos so far? And si President Marcos naman has his own explanation. Ayun, bahala na kayo kung you buy it or not, but ito yung explanation na binibigyan ng ating Pangulo. So ayon sa kanya, siguro hindi pa rin timing ngayon dahil we should still wait for the situation to normalize before we go for a full-fledged secretary. So ito po yung sinabi ng ating Pangulo, si Pangulo Marcos Jr. Sabi niya, on appointing DOH chief, pag normalize na, doon na lang magkakaroon ng full DOH secretary appointment. So ito yung sinabi nating Pangulo last Thursdays on the Silence of Business event at Manila Hotel. When he was asked about the DOH Secretary, sabi niya, pabutiin natin doon and then we will normalize all the reorganization of the government. When that happens, when what I just explained happens, the same din doon sa Department of Agriculture kung saan temporary secretary din siya. Kung maayos na, then normalize na, then pwede siguro mag-DOH Secretary na. The reason is I want people to understand that, ito yung sinabi ni Pangulo Marcos, that this is the government's work, not everything is a crisis. So, i-normalize natin ang trabaho ng gobyerno. That is what I'm trying to do so that everyday functions are fulfilled every day without fuss, without bother, without gulo, without fixes, without paying. Yan ang inaayos ko. So, that is why what I am hoping to get to that point, especially in the DOH and Department of Health, as Department of Health and Department of Agriculture. So, in short, guys, ang sinasabi ni Pangulo Marcos is, let me fix the mess inside. Let me try to get things in order bago tayo maglagay ng isang permanenteng health secretary dyan. So, maybe former PNP Chief Cascolan, one of the reasons he's there is also because maybe si Pangulo Marcos believes he has someone who he trusts and someone who has kind of decisive leadership that is necessary to get things in order, no? So maybe that's what's happening. Kasi yun din ang sinasabi ni President Marcos na sa Department of Agriculture also, the reason wala rin ibang inappoint na is because ang daming gulo, ang daming mga anomalya or mga questionable practices. So you need really the hammer to come from the very top, meaning from the president himself if you want to make a significant change. So yun siguro ang kailangan natin ngayon. Yun ang sinasabi ng ating Pangulo, si Pangulo Marcos. Now, whether you agree with it or not, as I said, we can debate about it. But ang point ko is, well, the president is still new in this position. So what I can say at best, to be really fair about it, I hope he really cleans up the mess. But maybe that's why also you have to get a very competent DOH secretary who can do both the healthcare aspect of this and also the aspect of management and the navigation of the political minefield and landscape there. Yun pa talaga pong kailangan natin. Alright, so yun. Actually, yun ang gusto kong pag-usapan today na seryoso. Na because, this concerns, the DOH is very crucial because we're talking about national healthcare here, right? And also we're talking about accountability with respect to anomalies and problems in the past. It is also about it's also a question of how effective President Marcos is in terms of getting the ball rolling and making sure that our country is moving in the right direction after all those years of mga problematic. Alright? Ayan na naman tayo. Ayan naman, ko-comment mo na sa YouTube din. Doon na lang daw tayo kay Wilbert at saka Gaza. Ayan ako talaga. Ayoko talaga sa inyo. Nakita ko talaga nung pinag-usapan ko si Gaza, ganun, biglang umakyat yung engagement natin. Talagang kasalanan nyo yan eh. Kasalanan nyo na ganyan. Puro marites na lang natin, politika natin. Dahil pag marites, ang taas ng engagement. Pag walang marites, ayaw nyo na. Ayan tayo talagang awanin. Alright. Let me say thank you pala dito sa ating mga kaibigan, sa mga nagmamahal sa atin. Thank you sa mga nagbigay ng ayan. Ano ba nangyari dyan? Hindi ko maayos. Okay. Thank you tayo dito sa mga mga kameta natin. Right and left. Maraming salamat doon sa mga comments. Check ko nga ng comments. By the way guys, hopefully I'm working on a StreamYard. Para next time pwede tayo mag-StreamYard din ako. Para video call, ganun din tayo. Oh, diba? Para next level, diba? Para naman, next level tayo dyan, mga kameta. Oh, malay mo, baka biglang si Xian G ang tatawag sa atin. Sabi niya, Sir Richard, balita ko, kini-question mo yung mga contacts and sources ko. Ano ba naman ang natin dyan? Ayan, mag-showdown daw. Si Mahari ng Marites. Mahirap itong mga to eh. Mahirap. Ayan. Sige, balik tayo dito. Yan. Nasaan na yung Yan. Ayan. Balik tayo dito. Ay, nako. Ito na naman tayo ha. Mga kamarites. Ba't ayaw mag-load to? Wait lang. Nasaan na? Ano nangyari dito? Okay, mag-thank you muna ako dito sa mga kaibigan natin sa YouTube. I-upload ko yan, ha? Don't worry about it. Maraming salamat, guys. Talk to you soon. Naku, ang dami mga chismoso nandito. Talk to you guys once again. Right, one second. Tuloy, pinaalis na natin mga kaibigan natin dito. Ayan na naman tayo. Bardagulan. Okay. Ano ba kasing Wilbert na yan? Ano kasi nangyari, guys? Mga kameta. Ayan. Mas mahalaga tayo dyan. Sino bang mas ano naman tayo dito eh. Alright, magte-thank you naman tayo dito. Anyways, very serious naman yung usapan. Thank you very much again kay Ma'am Eden Olonan, kay Ma'am Jocelyn Lumber, as always, kay Ma'am Victoria Baltazar, Fanny San Miguel, Francis Kasumpang, kay Jonathan Danjo. Thank you so much sa lahat ng bigyan ng stars and support. I really, really appreciate it. Please continue to support us kahit ganyan mga bardagulan ang ginagawa natin. Alam niyo naman, may konting ganyan, pero babalik din tayo sa mga seryosong topic. Ano lang yan? Ang tawag dyan? Parang pangpa Dolomite. Para for mental health, for happiness. Hirap talaga sa atin sa Pilipinas. Kailangan mo talaga magbardagulan ganun para lang medyo, ayan, Pinansin tuloy tayo ng mga ano, nung inano natin. Hindi ko talaga papatuloy yung Wilbert na. Hindi ko alam nangyari dyan. Mamaya mamaya magsa-cyber libel na yung mga yan sa isa't isa. Bahala sila sa buhay nila. Ewan ko na dyan. Magmaritas muna tayo sa Twitter, alright? Maraming salamat mga kapatid. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it dun sa mga nagbigay comments, suggestions, yung mga nagbigay ng stars, yung mga nagmarites, nakikimarites, gusto magmarites. Ayan, thank you so much sa inyo. Na-appreciate natin. Sabi ko nga, gusto natin sana magpagawa tayo ng StreamYard para pwede kayo directly mag-engage sa atin. Tanggalin nga natin itong na ano natin. Okay, balikan natin. Alright, let's okay. Ayan. When they go low, we go fuego. Yan. Salamat. Thank you very much. Balik na tayo sa gym. Wag na sa gabi, di na ako makatulog. Umabot tayo ng mga midnight na yan. Alright, so thank you very much guys. Tomorrow, marami tayong pag-usapan. Balikan ko tong issue ng opposition, Lenny, etc. May konting bardugulan din na nangyari dyan. Pag-usapan din natin yan. There are many things we have to discuss. May mga utang pa ako sa inyo on other topics na I want to discuss, but we're trying to find the right timing and peg. Also, let's keep in mind the other thing. Yeah, hopefully yung StreamYard, etc. maayos natin para we can also have video calls and more interaction. Alright? Pero medyo more interactive ang meta natin. So thank you very much guys. Thank you very much. Have a good day. God bless. Talk to you soon. Hasta mañana. Adios.